time has come.
What has you most excited to unveil Rebel Moon Part 2 on the world, especially so soon after Part 1? Like, it's so rare for us to get a sequel so soon afterward.
Sort of the release schedule was kind of my idea from the beginning, that I wanted to do this thing where we could release the two movies like back to back. I think if it was up to me, I would have had it out a month or two ago, super hot on the heels of movie one. So yeah, I think that whatever questions you have about where the characters are going, or the cliffhanger was very too cliffhangery, all of those things get answered pretty immediately as movie 2 starts.
Gather every hunting rifle, every knife, every round of ammunition in the village.
And then also, I think it was important for me, and I hope important for audiences, to really sort of understand the motivation of our heroes and understand the catharsis that they need to go through, in this battle to come, and what they've been through to get to this point.
Obviously shot back to back, but having that time period in between, I mean, were there any responses, like good or bad, that you got from Part 1 that made you address or tweak anything in Part 2?
Not really. The movie was pretty much done when movie 1 came out, so it was a matter of sort of finishing up the visual effects and everything. I think that for me, the process of creating these PG-13 2-hour movies, sort of understanding that, from the point of view of sort of an audience, or of the way the movies are viewed on the service, is very particular on how to craft it. That was quite a learning curve, but really fun for me to kind of dig into like how movies are sort of viewed on Netflix, maybe differently from a theater. But then also always knowing that I had the director's cuts, coming in August or whenever that is, and that those, were sort of movies without compromise of any kind, whether it be time or rating or anything. I was completely sort of off the leash on those movies, and so they'll be fun, I think, for audiences to get a chance to dig into those.
You and I fighting together.
You must know you cannot win.
You led the charge for so long in the DC EU. Fans are always going to want to know what you think. Are there any like one or two things you hope to see from DC movies going forward?
I'm a pretty open book, I think, when it comes. I mean, I really feel like, if the characters are treated with reverence and, mythologically correct, I'm down. I'm in. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty excited.
Any characters in particular you hope flourish?
Well, I mean, we're going to get Superman here pretty soon, so we'll see what that's like.
Back to Rebel Moon, I mean, there's some very fierce warriors in this bunch, which we see the full might of in this extended climactic battle in Part 2. I've been asking the cast this, I've gotten some fun answers. Of the cast, though, who do you think would fare the best in an actual battle?
Oh, I think they all have their strong suits. Weirdly, they kind of fit the mold of their characters. And so that's fun that they, even though they were written before I cast them, they all turned out to kind of be the people that they ended up playing. So that was kind of really serendipitous. Maybe it's me superimposing something over the top of it. I'm not quite sure, chicken egg scenario. But look, Sophia, incredibly physically capable, could do anything. Mm-hmm. Mikhail's played a Navy SEAL, so, that's a different movie. Jaimin, of course, gladiator, very physically capable. Stas, of course, again, is super physically insane. Duna learned to fight with swords on this movie and did an incredible job, so as far as a quick study goes, that's pretty good. Oh, and E did it, again, as the kind of going behind enemy lines and getting it done. She was amazing, so it's hard to say.
So they could all hold their own.
I think they did. I think they all kind of did it.